everyone. I'm Teresa. I'm a senior at Penn studying digital media design, and next year I'll be a software engineer at Google in New York. A lot of you probably may not recognize me, or even if you've seen my face around at Sunday services, you probably don't know my name, or besides the fact that I just said it. It's because I've actually spent less time as part of this community than most seniors, essentially only 3 semesters since I spent one of them abroad. To provide context, I grew up in an atheist family, and I had never been to church before my sophomore year at Penn. The thought simply never crossed my mind because I felt my life was fine the way it was. Then second semester, sophomore year, I started dating a GCC brother, and because Christianity was such a big part of his life, I decided to give it a try. I'll fast forward a bit now because I talked about everything that happened between then and the end of junior year, my baptism testimony last year. But long story short, over the next year, God gradually worked to be Lord in my life, releasing evidence of his grace, even in the most unexpected of places. But at the beginning of this school year, I almost stopped coming to GCC. My boyfriend and I broke up in September, and it was difficult for me to come because almost all of my GCC memories were tied to memories from my past relationship that were now painful to think about. Although we had remained friends, inside I was still deeply hurt, and the ache persisted almost all of fall semester. Even things as small as certain worship songs would trigger sadness, and attending GCC events felt like pressing on a bruise. On top of that, I wasn't particularly close to anyone else in the GCC community, even though everyone else seemed to be so close with each other. And so I avoided going to most activities because I was afraid I would feel alone. Yet during this time, when I was tempted to run from God, he ran after me and embraced me. At retreat this year, my first ever, I was prepared to be on the outside looking in as usual, but he blessed me with a friend from freshman year that also went, as well as a small group that I really bonded with. And more importantly, the sermons and prayer at retreat reminded me that God just wants a relationship with me. I had always sought displays of love from other people, and even my faith had been tied to relationships with other brothers and sisters whom I relied on to guide me. That first semester, by taking away something I had relied on instead of him, he was teaching me to depend on him, not on any person. I began to see more clearly his love for me displayed in exceptional and everyday blessings, from the fact that I got a job early fall semester to the beautiful weather that we had when I wrote this testimony. I think I might have jinxed it. This whole year, and really, if I think about it, my whole life, he's been showering me with displays of his extravagant love in an attempt to get me to recognize that I am his precious daughter. He is with me through it all. His love is unchanging, and he's always faithful. God is my true love. I'd like to end with a thank you to all of you, from everyone who greets me with a smile on Sundays, to fellow seniors who make sure to include me in their class activities, even though I don't know most of them. Shout out to my family group, Kingsman, for all the encouragement and prayer this year as well. I've been so blessed by the welcoming and friendly faces of this church, and I'm sure I'm not the last.